Yes. So we are back here, and so let's go with this story. Actually, what is this all about? So this is about an astrologer's day has a deceptively simple plot, although the full significance of the story becomes evidently only after second or third reading. Part of the difficulty arises from the fact that the author deliberately avoids markers that would benefit the reader. There is no clear indication where the story occurs or when it does, although it is possible to make an educated guess about both. The story almost begins in the middle part of it and concludes what appears to be ambiguous on an ambiguous note, but in fact, the story is a tightly knit one in which all parts fit together. This is all about the story. The story begins with a description of this astrologer, who is the central and the main character of the story Astrologer's Day. In a minute detail, his appearance, his clothes, and all the materials he uses to ply his trade are described. The astrologer, who is not given a name, comes across as a type one of the many street vendors in India who sit under the shade of a tree or a temporary shed and sell anything from vegetables to newspapers. Now, this character belongs to the same category, and that is the astrologer. Although, given the nature of his trade, there is a need to dress and behave in a particular manner also. He does that effectively by giving the impression of a holy man whose special powers enable him to function as an astrologer. I'll repeat this again. The story begins with a description of the astrologer, who is the central and the main character of the story. In each and every minute detail, his appearance, how he looks, what he's wearing, his clothes, and all the materials he uses to ply his trade, how to get people to see. There's no business without show business. Even if you go to big bazaar, if you don't see it, if there is no fascia, if there's no, what do you say, if there's no mannequins, if there's no window type of display, if there is no display, you won't know what is in that, right? That's why we go to these high-end malls and these shops, we do some window shopping. What is window shopping? Is not shopping from the window, it's looking at that huge window and trying to do some window shopping and analyze, like, what is this all about? Should I buy this or should I not? Should I look at the tag? What's the price? And then we decide. Rest, what happens when we go to a shop, a shopkeeper has to open so many things and keep on showing you and showing you, but a display window, visual, if there's a visual, there is no business without show business. If you don't show, there is no business. Okay, so if there's no advertisement, you won't come to. So even if a astrologer is sitting, he cannot sit with a cap and listen with his earphones, listening and doing his, what do you say, this TikTok. If he sits and does TikTok, will anyone listen to him? What he's going to say? No. If he wears a toned jeans and a rugged jeans and a t-shirt and a dark glass and sit there with his sneakers on and oh, okay, come here, tomorrow you're going to get it. No one will listen to him. He has to have that empathy, to create that scene, to go into that character. The right clothes, the right materials used for this. He's not given any name. He doesn't have any name here. It's just the astrologer's day. But everything is depending upon him. And he is one of those vendors. Vendors are the people who sell on the street. Under a tree shade or just a temporary shade, they put up tents again and then evening it goes off. You must have seen in the market. And he had to dress and behave in a particular manner, to bring that effectiveness, impression of that holy man who's got powers, who can say, quiet, don't talk to me. They do this acting, so you must have seen these people. The next time you see one, just don't go and listen to them. Almost casually, the surroundings of the astrologer began to take shape. While there are no clear references to a particular city, it is likely because R.K. Narayan consistently uses the fictional city of Malgudi. That this story too also takes place in Malgudi. It's a rural village type scene, which he always tries to. That's why it's called Malgudi. There's a group of stories inside. It's in reference to the municipal lighting, is one of the strategies employed by the author to suggest a sense of the place. In addition, the reference to the other vendors who sell a variety of goods gives a sense of a bustling community in which the astrologer operates. So many other vendors, ice cream man is there, this cloth is there, and they have said a lot. I have not gone through the book yet, but I'm just telling you. When there are too many shops, that means there are too many people. Right? So that's when people come to know, and that's how things go ahead. The dialogue part, now what is there in this dialogue? The first part of the story provides a sense of the setting and background of this person, without actually providing any real information about the astrologer. If we see it in a very broad type of manner, we can say the daily activities of the astrologer are told, what he does every day. The narrator makes it very clear that the astrologer is a charlatan who knows nothing about the future but is a shrewd judge of character. Who knows nothing about the future also. I don't know anything about the future. You also don't know everything about the future. We don't know anything about the future. Okay. So he's just a charlatan type of thing. Falsely claims that he has special knowledge or skill. False. They follow you. They'll not just come and talk to you in the first part, they follow you for quite some time. Suppose if you're sitting in the park and there's a guy sitting like a Baba quietly with his shop, he'll look this side, that side, quietly look at you, he'll follow you. And after that, if you are passing by, he's going to suddenly hit such a question that you are going to answer him. He'll trap you into his charlatans type of claiming that he knows something about you. Understood my point? So that's called a charlatan who knows nothing about the future but is a shrewd judge of character. The transition from a type to sharply defined individual occurs when the astrologer is ready to leave for home and one of his last clients stop in front of him. Okay. This takes the suspense. Takes the suspense, A third person coming into the picture. The narrator, the dialogue happening at that time, and the astrologer and his client. So three people are there, omniscient, three people talking together. It's all based on that point. That's what we are trying to look for. Right? It's a capacity of knowing everything. In monotheistic, it's called religions such as Sikhism, any religion you want, this is an attribute of God. Omniscient. He knows everything. Baba. That's he's trying to prove. That's the writer is trying to say. The third eye. become, these both together get into an dialogue discussion. Who? The astrologer and his client. The astrologer treats this client like any other and begins with samples of platitudes and comments he always uses, only to find that the client is unusually aggressive and mean spirited. The client insists on his money's worth and states that if the astrologer does not tell the truth, he should not only return the money given to him but also give an additional sum for having lied. Now, on realizing this, the astrologer gets a bit scared. The client is a tough guy also. He's saying, I'm paying you, okay, fine. Now, whatever I am paying you, you have to tell me the truth. And if you don't tell me the truth, I have given you money, I'll take that back, even I'll take more extra from you for not saying the truth. Now he's thinking that I might get exposed, my truth might come out. The astrologer gets nervous and does his best to back out of the transaction. He tries to go away from it. But the client is saying no. He is adamant, you have to tell me, you are sitting here, you are charging money, now you have to tell me what is it all about. I'll not leave you. Now the astrologer is stuck. He has got no other options but to agree to his terms. Okay, so we are going to keep it till here and we'll come back in the next part and I will give you more explanation about it and we'll get to know more about it. So till then you read the story. I have not gone to the book yet, I am just giving you the basic information. After that we'll hit the book. So what you do is you try to read the book because you don't have anything else. So you read the book and try to just compare what I said, does it have any matching information in it or not, and I'll come back in the next class, next day actually. Till then, take care. Bye bye. I'll mark it in the book that explanation is to be done. This is 14.9 and your job is to do reading and understand. Okay, rest I'll come back. Okay, so guys, take care, be good and be happy and do your studies.